Today we're in Martha's Vineyard because we're going to be doing a cottage on the beach. So I thought that'd be fun. I've never been to Martha's Vineyard. Again, one more place. I think in doing these lives, I'm realizing all the places I've always wanted to go and that I've never really actually been anywhere. So today it's Martha's Vineyard, and welcome everybody. If you guys hate Gordon Lightfoot, I'm sorry, because I thought it would be a little fun just to have a little bit of music there at the end. But so for those of you that like him, then I hope you enjoyed it. But let's see who's here. So many people here today already. It's so good. Alan, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right, good. I wasn't sure if I was going to be messing up the sound or not. So, you know, so good to see everybody. Oh my goodness. Gosh, and some new names. We've got Lucy here and Kathy Marvel, Vivian, Shannon, Liz. Hey, Liz, girl. I know Stephanie's here and Dixie. Let me see. Let me get a run through here real quick. Jen, Ray, Beth Valone, Biddy Penny. I haven't seen your name. Jen Ray, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Let's see who else is here. IB Elf is here. Sheila Fisher, Margaret Chapman, so many people. Cindy Patty. Oh, wow. It's just always so much fun. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I was just looking up to make sure it's Tuesday. I lose track of the days. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. We actually went to a little social distancing gathering of like 5 or 6 people at my brother's house by the pool the other day. So that was really, really nice. We had a really hot day and it was a lot of fun. So it was good to see. I mean, I love my Alan and I love my son, but it's nice to see other people every now and then. So anyway, today, last time we worked with some stencils, and you guys know how much I love stencils. And we have one more stencil and die kit that we have on HSN. And I had so much fun with the stencils last time, and I said I'm probably going to be working with the other ones, and I am, and I couldn't wait to do it. So I'm going to change cameras right now, and I'm going to take you to kind of show you what we're going to be working with, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. So let me switch cameras. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. What does that even mean? Did you ever like say something and then go, what does that even come from? How did they, like, who was standing there shaking some lamb's tail to figure out how long it took? And I don't know, whatever.
How long is this?
Alan's looking at me like, I don't know, do they shake their tails? I know nothing about sheep and lamb and all that stuff. I don't know. I do love goats, but anyway, we're off topic. Okay, so
10 nanoseconds.
10 nanoseconds, is that your guess or is that somebody telling you?
That's internet rumor.
Okay, internet rumor. Alan, by the way, is my hubby. If you don't know this this little crazy duo on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's the one who laughs at my jokes no matter how lame they are. So, and vice versa. So So here we are. Today we're going to be working with this kit, and the kit on HSN, I can't remember what it's called because it's been a couple weeks. It's the Everyday Fun Create a Scene Stamps and Dies. And let me show you what it actually comes in that set. In that set, in the Everyday Fun, and I have everything linked below already, but in that particular kit, you get these stencils. There's 4 stencils in this pack, plus this really, really awesome die set. This is an A2 die set, so it's going to be 5.5 inches tall by 4 1/4 wide, and you get 8 pieces in all in here. We've got door pieces here, which I'm actually going to be working with in the card we're going to do today. So the door can open and close. It creates an interactive card, which is really cool. This window actually is 2 pieces as well, and that will open and close, and it cuts out the window panes. The most adorable cloud die you will ever see. We've even got grass here, a doorknob, and then we have these really, really beautiful scallops on the outer die, and then a nested one on the inside that will make that a frame. Or it'll just cut just the regular piece of A2 card topper for you. Now we're going to work with a couple of pieces from this, but I actually felt like working with one of our slimlines, so we're going to make a slimline card today. But I want to give you a close-up on these, actually let me pull this out. I think that'll work better. You know, we have to put these warning signs on the back. It's required by law. It's just not the most attractive looking thing. So anyway, oh, in this kit you also get instructions. So, so whenever you see me flip over packaging and it has that gargantuan warning, I'm not trying to warn you against dangerous products or anything. It's just because of the plastic bag and the size of it. So not that you could fit your head in it or anything, but well, let's not even try that. I don't even go down that route. But anyway, these are the 4 stencils that you're going to get in here. And our stencils are really, really cool because they're full scene stencils. So one stencil is going to allow you to create a number of scenes. So we use the edges on these in a really cool way. I want to show you each of these really briefly. This one is going to give you, it's hot air balloons. So you can create the sky with this beautiful edge. You can create snow-capped mountains with this edge at the bottom here. And then we have some layered stamping here as well. So you can create a 2-tone hot air balloon by first doing the lighter color in let's say this one on the left here, and then come over it with another layer of the dark color. And you can piece together the basket in all different colors, and you know, and then add detail with the little flags and so on and so forth. So that's one of the stencils. Then we have this other one, which is a beautiful beach scene, and you can do these in either direction, it doesn't matter. So you can create your own palm tree with some coconuts here, the beautiful fence on the beach itself with the sand, and then a little sign here. The third one, this one actually creates a house. We're going to be using this one today. We have flowers at the bottom here, little shrubs. We've got bricks. Actually, bricks are over here. This is for a chimney. This is for a door. You're going to get shingles. This edge is going to create a little picket fence. And then this one is for a boardwalk. So you're going to layer these together to create a boardwalk. Here is the actual pier. We've got water on this edge, beautiful sun and clouds at the top edge. And then, of course, we have the roller coaster, the Ferris wheel, and the carousel. So we're actually going to mix a few of these. So today I'm going to use, let me see if I remember what I did. I'm going to use this one for the house, bricks, and the fence. We're going to use the sand on this one as well as that fence, and then the clouds. So not only can you create a full scene with only one of these, but you can mix and match all the elements between them and create, you know, dozens more. So it's really, really cool. They're incredibly versatile. What else are we going to work with? Oh, I'm also going to play with this sentiment set. This is also on HSN, the Happy Day sentiments. And that's linked below as well. And then the Happy Day characters and their coordinating dies. These are also on HSN in a separate kit. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to be making an A2 card, but I am going to be using some of the elements from this die set that comes with the stencils. But I'm going to be using our scalloped slimline, not scalloped, I'm sorry, our slimline corner scallop because I wanted to make a slimline this time. So let me show you what I'm going to stencil for you, because I think it's, I love showing this. And it's funny when I do this stenciling, I always see comments where people say, oh, you make it look so easy. Well, you know what? The whole thing is it really is easy. The way we've designed these stencils, it's incredibly easy. All you're going to need is your blender card. You're going to need your stencils, some different colored inks, and some tape. And you're going to be good to go. And whatever you're going to blend with as well. So this is what we're going to create. So we have this fence down here. We're going to make this house. We're going to put a door over it. I did this in a navy blue in the background, so that when you open up the door, you just have, it'll be dark on the inside. So then we're going to put the sand, the fence, and the clouds. Do we have a catalog? Yes. If you go, Lucy's asking, do we have a catalog? Yes, we do. If you go to our website, I think it's about maybe 3/4 of the way down the bottom of our website. I think you can, there's something you can click on there that you'll be able to see a PDF of our catalog. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to recreate this for you and show you really how easy it is. All right. Let's see. So first things we need. If you're new, again, whenever I'm blending with inks, I always use Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. We do have this on the way right now. This is going to be stocked in the store, hopefully within the next week. But this is what I love to use. I mean, your inks will blend like butter on them. So I've gone ahead and I've already cut with my outermost die from the Slimline Corner Scallop. I have cut my Slimline card base. It gives me that beautiful stitching. It's like a stitch and a dot, a stitch and a dot. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to reduce the brightness on that a little bit. There we go. Let me think. So this is going to be 3 1/4 wide by 8 1/4, 8 1/4? 8 1/4 long by 3 1/4 wide. Sometimes I get my measurements a little bit backwards, but that is accurate. Next thing I need is just a scrap piece of paper, because I don't like to get my work surface all dirty. So I'm going to put my blender on top of that. I'm going to go ahead and start getting my inks out. Now I have a lot of inks, so I'm not going to pull them all out at once. I'm going to show you, I got to tell you, when I started doing this, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just started playing with it, and so I'm going to create it in the same order that I did this one. And when I was done, I can't even tell you how grateful I was that it looked like this, because I didn't really know what I was going for. I was just kind of pulling things and hoping that it was going to turn out. And it did. And it's really, it's more a testament to how easy these stencils are to work with. So I'm going to pull out a few colors here. I've got Banana Cream Pie. This is Dandelion. Dandelion. And then my 2 browns. I've got let me flip it over, iced tea, and then coffee bean. And then the last one I'm going to grab real quick is my dark wash jeans. That's what I used for the door. Now, one thing I will tell you about stenciling, especially if you're going to be stenciling in multiple colors and layering, you always want to start with your lightest colors. I mean, it just makes sense. You're not going to be able to put a light color over a dark color and have the light color show up. So you start light and then you go dark from there. So I'm going to be starting with my lightest yellow for this house, which happens to be my Banana Cream Pie. So let me set these aside, and I'm going to grab this particular stencil that has the little house pieces in it. Now these can go in either direction. You can flip these around however you want. You can use either side. It's just a plasticky type thing. I've got let me get my brushes out. So I tend to just use makeup brushes. I do have some other brushes, but I tend to use makeup brushes. Let me see, let me get all my brushes out. Here we go. Put these 2 over here. Make sure I have the correct yellow. I tend to, when I have a bunch of inks out, I go like this. I will place my brush on the color like this so that I don't grab the wrong brush. And I only have 1 ink open at a time, because too many times I have dipped my brush into the wrong ink, and there's nothing more frustrating than, if I'm working with Banana Cream Pie and I have, my dark wash jeans over here, if I take my Banana Cream Pie brush and I dip it into that dark wash jeans, and it's just infuriating. So Bunny is asking, what exactly is a hybrid ink, and is it better than a regular ink? The answer to the second question is yes, absolutely. The answer to the first question, a hybrid ink is a combination ink. It's a combination of a pigment and a dye ink, and it is, ours are very creamy. We have a felt pad, which means it's not going to be incredibly spongy. I don't like a really spongy pad. I like to have a more firm pad. It holds a lot of ink. It's not going to drip and leak out of there, which is really nice. But back to the hybrid, it's a hybrid ink, which means that I can use it across almost all of my crafting mediums. I no longer have to say, wait a minute, I'm going to be coloring with watercolors. I need to grab, I need to find my yellow ink that will work with, that will allow me to watercolor. I'm going to be working with alcohol markers. I need this special ink. I'm going to be blending. I need this special ink. Or I'm going to be embossing, or I'm going to be working with acrylic paints, or whatever it is. You know, you can stamp on glossy surfaces. You can stamp on wood, on fabrics. It's a go-to ink, and that's why it's the only ink that we carry. Because I don't want to have 5 or 6 different inks, you know, in the same color for all these different purposes, and have to sit and think about what I'm doing and which ink I have to grab. So that's why I love a hybrid ink, and that's why we carry hybrids. So what do I need here? Okay, this is a very, very important tool when it comes to stenciling. This is a repositionable tape. We will have this in the store soon. This is a repositionable tape. This is called purple tape. It's by Thermoweb. I love it, and this allows me to mask off the areas that I don't want to get ink in. Now I have placed this first piece of the house, this area right here in the center, right here. It's about 1/2 inch off the side. So I'm going to cover up the things that I don't want to get ink in. We put a lot of elements on your stencils because we want you to be able to do a lot with them. I don't want you to have to buy 5 different stencils just so you can do one scene. All right. I don't like to have to invest that way either. And so we try and make it so that you have a minimal investment and you can maximize your crafting. So this particular tape happens to be about 1.5 inches wide. The one that we're going to carry in the store is going to be a little more narrow. I think it's about 1/2 as narrow. Judy is asking, when is the next release? That is coming up next month, actually. We have a lot coming up. I cannot even, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how much we have coming up. So, banana cream pie. I'm just going to start putting this color in here. You can see how beautifully and easily this is going to layer into here. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just blending that around so it looks fairly even. I don't care if it's perfect because I want some texture on this building. That's all I'm going to do with the banana cream pie. That is absolutely it. Let's see. The next thing I'm going to do is peel this up. You can see that part of the house. You can see how it's scalloped, those edges right there. All right. The next thing I want is this door. So I'm going to line up that door as best I can so it's roughly in the middle. And I'm going to tape off, again, the areas where I don't want to get ink. I can reuse this tape. I love this tape. It's so wonderful. So I can reuse these pieces, just like so. Let me pull this one up here and go on the angle. Just like that. I'm going to put that brush away. I'm going to grab my dark wash jeans. Make sure I have the right brush, dark wash jeans, and I'm going to start applying this color in here. Now I put this blue on the inside. I mean, I could have put black. I just wanted it to be kind of dark on the inside. I'm going to have an actual door over it. So I just wanted it to look like maybe there was some shadow in the room or in the house. So that is going to be it for now with my dark wash jeans. Set that one aside. See how perfect that is? I'm off center a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I've got my little cleaning tool here just to wipe some of this color. I do like to clean the colors as I go because it's a hybrid ink and it has mixed qualities. This is not going to dry super fast. So your colors will blend together beautifully, but you want to make sure that you're not putting color down where you don't want it. So that's why I try and get rid of, or I clean up as I go. So let me pull these off of here and set this aside. Set the tape aside just a little bit. Now, the next piece I want is the roof right here. And notice we have these scallops down here, and we have the coordinating scallops right at the base of that. So I can line up, you can see I have the scallops here, right? I'm going to line up the scallops with the second piece. Tape sticking to me. And I'm going to go ahead now and tape down my stencil so it doesn't move. And I'm also, oops, I just moved everything. Okay. I'm going to put a piece of tape up here so everything stays where it should. I'm going to start taping off these other areas that I don't want to get ink in. Let me see. Get right up there. And I'm going to cut a couple more pieces. Judy is asking, is it a holiday themed release? Well, it is that time of year. So yes, we've got some holiday stuff coming out. We have some things for, well, I'll tell you, we've got things for fall. We have some stuff for Halloween coming up, winter, and Christmas. So we're hitting them all. You will not be disappointed. I can't even tell you. It's a really big release, I gotta say. So my next color I'm grabbing is Coffee Bean. So I want to make sure, let me get this out of the way, I don't want to mess that up. Grab the right brush for that, it says Coffee Bean. And I'm going to get in here and just, now this I'm not going to layer, so I'm just starting dark with the dark Coffee Bean for that roof. There we go. Set that aside because I will be using that again. And I'm going to lift this up. And you can see that it's got a roof on it and it fits perfectly because we've given you all those little scalloped areas, right? You wipe up this extra brown on here. This is why I have that little scrap piece of paper. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some shingles. And this is where, you know, you put your favorite music on, whatever you're listening to at the time. And you just kind of have some time to yourself. You stencil, you tape, you stencil, you tape. It's just very, very calming. So now I have the shingles up here. I'm going to layer those right on top. And we have this, we have the forms. It's all shaped so you can tell exactly where you need to place this. Just like that. I'm going to put this tape down so everything holds. Put another piece here just to keep everything in place. Now I'm going to tape off the areas underneath where I don't want to accidentally get color. And I'm going to tape off at the top here where I don't want to accidentally get color. Now I'm going to start light to dark here because I want to have brown shingles, but I want to start with my lighter brown, which is my iced tea. And I'm going to go just gently over that with my iced tea. Put that one away. And then I'm going to go back to my coffee bean, which is my darker brown. And I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to go a little bit here and there just to give some darker areas where we've got kind of some texture and some shadows. See that? How you just kind of work that in just a little bit here and there. And let's see what that looks like. That's going to give you dimension. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that the cutest little house? It's just so easy. I mean, it's literally a matter of minutes. A little bit of tape, a little bit of ink, the right stencils, and you're good to go. Shannon is asking, when are you going to be on HSN again? October, we've got some amazing new things coming up on HSN. And I don't know, I'm thinking I'm thinking of giving it a try. I haven't done the HSN, you know, from home thing yet. But I'm getting really used to doing this, so I don't know, I might give it a try. We'll see. If it's not me, it will be Holly. So here we go. Here's the house. We've got the roof. Oh, I wanted to get, these are some of the bricks right here. So I'm going to tape off, I just want these, the 3 bricks right here. You could do whichever ones you want, but I'm going to tape off these bricks here. Tape off underneath. And I'm going to tape off the side there so I don't get ink over the edge. And I'm going to grab Dandelion, which is the brighter yellow. I have the right brush. And we're going to give this house a little bit of brick texture. So I can offset this a bit. Notice how I've gone onto that blue a little. I'm just going to cover that with my tape so that I don't get yellow where I don't want it. And then I go in with that. Isn't that pretty? It actually picked up a little bit of the brown off the tape. I should probably use a clean piece of tape, but it's still really pretty. I'm going to put this upside down now, so I changed the look of the bricks. Look how pretty. I love it. Let's come over here and add some as well. Maybe not at the same exact space. There we go. A little bit there. And then, let me go this way maybe. I think I need to remove a piece of tape here. There we go. Tape that area right there. Lift that up, and we have instant texture, brick texture on that house. Had I not gone over tape that already had brown on it, it wouldn't be as dark, but you know what? I don't mind it. I like it actually because it looks kind of like it's, it just looks more natural to me. So there we go. I am going to freshen up this tape. I'm going to move this one on and grab some clean tape. Because I don't want, oh, now look at that. I've taped up my thumb. I can't get it off my hands. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my goodness. Oh, my husband says there should be an intelligence test. He's a great guy, isn't he? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a fence on this thing. So I'm going to set, let me wipe this one up. I'm going to set this up so that the only color I need for this, look at this fence. The fence is going to be white because my paper is white. This fence here on this stencil, it allows me to put the negative color behind it. So the fence is going to be whatever color your paper is. I'm going to then apply the green. So I want evergreen because that's my favorite when I'm doing grass. Let me get my evergreen brush. Here we go, evergreen. And first thing, well, actually, first thing I'm going to do is this little area over here. Here's my tape. Now I'm going to offset this a little bit. I don't want to have the, what is that called? the fence right up against the house, and I want to lower it down at the bottom. Notice I have this little white edge at the bottom below the house. It's because I'm going to put some green there as well. But I don't want to have the fence right up against the edge of the house because I want to really be able to see it nicely. So I'm offsetting it just a little bit, just like so. I'm going to tape this down so everything stays right where I want it. Oops. Right where I want it to be. Maybe I should tape let's tape that down. And get another piece of tape here. I'm going to tape alongside the yellow as well, because I don't want to cover up that yellow. So you know what else I want to do? Actually, I can pull this piece off of the bottom here. I want to cover up this heart that's below on the stencil, because I don't want to get color there either. So I have my evergreen, ink up. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm going to go a little bit higher than the stencil, get the color a little bit deeper and darker toward the base, toward the bottom. Now watch what happens when I remove that. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's gorgeous, by the way. Gorgeous. Now we're going to do the same thing. Get my tape off of here because I like to reuse it wherever it makes sense. And I'm going to do the same thing all along. Let's move this over. This whole edge here. And again, I don't want to have the fence right up against, that fence post right up against the house. But I want the bottom of it to be at the edge of the card. Let's move this over a little bit. Okay. I'm going to tape this into place right here. Taping my card down too. Let's tape my card down up here. I don't want that to move. Tape along the side. Now I do have to mask off some more things down here because I don't, actually it doesn't really matter if I get color down here because that's lower than my card anyway. So I'm not worried about that. It'll just get on my scrap piece back here, down here. So here's my evergreen. Get that off of the card. I don't want to have a line from the tape. There we go. So I'm going to apply this in circles along the bottom here. This is where I want it to be the darkest, and then I'm going to gently move that up and get some color just a little bit higher, just lightly, because I want it to look like it's like the grass kind of extends a little bit further. Deeper color right behind that fence, and then the grass kind of goes a little bit in the distance. And then watch what happens when I lift this up. Look how pretty that is. It's just gorgeous.
It doesn't look as white on... Oh, there we go.
What? What? What, Alan?
I was looking at the stencil. You hadn't taken the stencil off yet. It looked like the fence was green.
Oh, Alan was looking at it without this, with the stencil over it. He didn't think I had he didn't think I had a white picket fence. Now I want to handle this little bit of area down here, and because I want to add the green in there. So I'm going to tape this off just like so. I don't want to cover that so perfectly. I want to leave a little bit of that edge of that green so that I can blend that in. And then I'm going to, actually, yeah, I'll use this. I'm going to use my tape at the bottom of the house here to tape off the house so I don't get the color up there on the house, the green that I'm going to put down. So I want to fill in that white space with my green. I know we've got some questions coming in, and I will get to it in just a moment. Just want to complete this little section here. Okay, so now when I remove this, that should be blended in, and now we have the green at the bottom there. So we have, Alan, I can't see the question from Jody.
You can't you?
No, I can't.
Judy, you mean?
Is it Judy? I thought it said Jody. I see. I can't even see her full name. Oh, it is Judy. It says Judy. Okay. Do the hybrid inks stay wet long? No, they don't. I happen to be applying.
Read the rest of the question.
Oh, I can't see it all. Okay. Do the hybrid inks stay wet long enough to use with embossing powder? That's a fantastic question. I don't know about other brands of hybrid inks, but I know ours do. I mean, they're not designed. I will be perfectly honest with you. They are not designed with embossing powder in mind. But our ink it's a very, for lack of a better term, it's a very juicy ink. So I like to have my embossing powder ready to go. I will ink everything up. I will put the embossing powder on it, tap it off, and then you're good. It's not going to have, you know, I mean, it's going to dry if you let it sit there for a while, but no, you can certainly emboss with them. Dixie is saying, which hybrid ink color is near a Christmas red? Well, my favorites, ooh, what are my colors? Let me think. I have two, what the heck are they called? I can't remember what the reds are called. I'm drawing a blank.
What? The reds?
What are our reds called?
All kinds of kisses and lips and...
Can you go back here and get me the two deepest reds? Because I can't think of what they're called right now. I'm drawing a blank. How do you clean your blending brushes? I don't. That's why I have one for every color. I don't want to clean. Okay, these are my two favorite reds. They're different. So we have Kiss Me Red, which is a beautiful like Santa Claus red. And then we have Scarlet Rose, which is just deeper, darker. Like this is like the darker version. Like the Scarlet Rose is the darker version of the Kiss Me Red. So this is going to have, it's just a richer color. This would actually be my favorite because I like to have a really deep, dark, rich red. But it depends on what you want.
Well, the Christmas one is probably more the...
Yeah, the Kiss Me Red is like your traditional Santa Claus red. Okay, so the next stencil, we're going to move on to the next stencil. So far we have used this stencil with the house. And now we're going to move on to this beach one, which is like the coolest thing. I love this stencil. And I'm going to mask off some areas. Now on this stencil, we have some little seashells and stuff, which, you know, if you want to use those, you can. I didn't want them for this purpose. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to have some beautiful sandy hills. So I am going to mask some of this off here. First I'm going to tape my stencil down to tape it down so it's not going to move on me. And I want to mask off this little seashell here because I don't want it. I love the seashells, I just don't feel like having them in this particular card. I'm going to trim that down a bit. There we go. And let's see, where else do I want to get this one a bit. I don't want to have the house get any color on it. And I have another seashell here that I'm going to have to mask off. Let me see if I can do that with this. I don't want the seashells in there. Nothing against seashells, I just don't want them in there. And then I'm going to mask this off right along the house so I don't get any color. Let me turn this around. So I don't get any color on my yellow house. All right. So for sand, I love to use iced tea. And then I will also bring a little bit I'm making a mess, of my coffee bean in there for some depth of color. So iced tea is what I'm going to start with. So I have my iced tea. I don't want to get up into this fence. I just want a couple of these lines right in here. So if you want to mask that off, go ahead. I'm just going to be careful. And I don't want to get down here into my grass too far. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to cover up my iced tea, and then I'm going to grab my coffee bean, get a little bit of that, and just get a couple of areas where it's maybe a little bit darker. Just so it looks a little more natural. I'm going to lift this up, and now you can see I don't have any of that sandy color in there, so I'm going to grab my iced tea and I'm just going to gently blend some of my iced tea into here. Let me get one of my little pieces of tape where that house is. I don't want to get color on the house. My yellow. I don't want to mess up my yellow house. There. So this is iced tea that I'm putting in here right now. And I'm not dipping into the brush again because I'm just using what I have on there already. All right. Now I want to add a little bit onto this side because I can't forget that we have this side here too. So let's cover up that house again. And I'm just going to, my iced tea, just going to come in here and add a little bit just right here. There we go. All right. That works. I have a little mark here. I'm going to actually fix that by putting a tiny little bit of color right there that looks a little more on purpose. There we go. See, easy fix. Will washi tape work as well for masking? I think it'll work just as well. I would test first because washi tape can be stickier than this this purple tape. I do have some. I have worked with washi tape. I've had success with washi tape, and I've also had a lot of failure with washi tape. It depends, and they can all be a little bit, like a little bit different. Test it with your paper first. Make sure it's not going to rip your paper. Make sure it's not going to rip up your color either. So I would test first with that, but you can certainly give it a try. Okay, so next thing I want is this fence. Now we've designed this beautiful, beautiful fence to go right along the line of the sand. So it sits on there just perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead, get this taped. I'm going to tape my card down. I don't want this thing to move. There we go. And I'm going to tape the sandy hills underneath this so that I'm blocking out that area. I'm also going to tape this little bit of that palm tree up there Now, for this, I wanted to have kind of a country blue. So to achieve that, I actually worked with, where is it? With 3 different blues. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. I'm being goofy. So I started with Little Boy Blue, and then I graduated to Swimming Hole, which is got more blue in it. It's more of a, it's just a, I don't know, brighter blue. Little Boy Blue is like a very powdery, really, really light blue. And then I added a tiny little bit of dark wash jeans, and wait until you see how this comes to life. Let me grab my, set that one aside. Let me grab my brushes. So here's Little Boy Blue. And I've got dark wash jeans here already. And then the last one that I need is Swimming Hole. Where's that one? Here is Swimming Hole. Put that brush on there. That's how I know which brush goes with which one. All right, so working in this one area here, I'm going to start with Little Boy Blue. Now, Little Boy Blue is an incredibly soft and light blue. It's not going to drop a ton of color on there. It's not designed to do so. But it kind of gives me a very soft, powdery, beautiful powdery blue. And I wanted this to look like a country fence, or yeah, like a country kind of a fence. Kind of one of those worn fences. So I dropped that color in there. I'm not going to move that so you can see it because I want everything to line up perfectly. So I don't want to be moving it. The next one I chose to come in with was Swimming Hole. Now I'm going to bring the Swimming Hole in. This one is brighter. There we go. A little more at the bottom and work its way up just a tiny little bit. I want to leave that powdery color up toward the top. So I'm still going to have that softer, lighter color at the top. There we go. And then the last one is a little bit of this dark wash jean. I don't even know if I'm going to go into that one. I think I might just work with what I have on here. And I'm going to put that more at the base. I'm angling that brush just a little bit so that I don't end up going up too high with it. And then when I move that, you can see how pretty that fence is. Isn't that beautiful? And I love how it just contours right around that beautiful sandy beach. It's so pretty. Hoping we're not going to go over time here. Sandy, Stephanie's shaking her head at me. So the next stencil we're going to grab, and we're almost done with this. The next stencil, what?
You're getting a reminder about sentiment.
Oh yeah, don't. Yep, okay. I will get to the sentiment, I promise you. The last color I'm going to stencil with is going to be my favorite color that I use for clouds, and that is Marina Madness. Let me grab my Marina Madness. Here it is. Here's my brush for Marina Madness. So now I'm grabbing a different stencil. This is the third stencil in this kit, and this one has those beautiful billowy clouds. So I'm going to put this up top here, go into my Marina Madness. I'm not going to tape this off. I'm just going to be really careful. And I'm going to drop some color in there, just like so. I'm going to move this around just to find some of these areas a little bit. Isn't that pretty? You just move your stencil around so that you can get the look that you want where you want it. And they're clouds, so I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong, right? Look how pretty that is. It's so easy to do. Let's get some over here too. And I can put a little bit of blue just up at the top there, just to finish off that edge. See how pretty that is? I'll get this one a little bit deeper in color right here. There we go, really pretty. So that's the end of that. That is stenciling. Stenciling 101. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. And wait until you see how it comes together with the other things that I'm going to do. So technically, the crafting is done. Well, you know, the hard part is. All right, so next up, I've got a few elements here that I wanted to play with, and I want to show you how I'm going to finish up this card. So Sue was saying, do you ever have to worry about ink being on the back of your stencil and getting on your project? Absolutely, and that's why I'm constantly cleaning it up and wiping. You can use one of these. This is a little stamp chamois thing. I think this one's a lawn fawn, and yes, it looks nasty and filthy, but it's fine. It's just stained with ink. Or you can just use paper towel, whatever you want. So let me go ahead and finish this up. What?
Where are the bunnies?
What?
Where are the bunnies?
Where are the bunnies?
Lisa wants to know where's the bunnies.
I don't have bunnies this time. Oh, here's the card base. All right, so we need to get some sentiments in here. So let me do that before I go too far and can't do sentiments. So I do have a plan for sentiments. My plan, if I could get this picked up, here we go. My plan is this. Where's my stamp set? My plan is to put happy birthday on the front, and then on the inside I wanted to say wishing you blue skies and sunshine. So let's open this up. I'm going to put happy birthday here where it's nice and light, where the color wait, let me lift this up here. Where the ink is very light. And I'm not going to put a border on this like with the die set at all. I just want to leave it as it is with that beautiful edge. I think that's straight. So let's go ahead and close this. I'm going to turn this sideways because my computer is up there and I don't want to, gosh, I hope this is the right color. Wouldn't that be terrible if I like inked this up and it was some weird funky color? Make sure it's upright. There we go. I always have like these moments where I'm about to close it with the ink and I go, what if I stamped that upside down? New stamp, which means I have to ink it up and stamp it again. It's the first time I'm ever stamping it. A lot of the time I rub my finger on it so it, like on the stamp, because it kind of takes that newness off of it and it grabs the ink better. But I'm making a mess. So there we go. We got happy birthday on the front. Let's put this away so I don't lose it. So look how pretty that is on the front. And then on the inside, here's my card base. Now this card base is, it was cut to 6.5 inches by 8 1/4, scored at 3 1/4, so that when it's folded, it fits perfectly with our card topper. That's cut with the die. Put this into the corner. And I'm going to get my, where's my sentiment? Make sure I have this the right direction. I like it to be up just a little bit so I have room to put a personal note and my signature down below. I hope that's centered. All right, and it's right in the corner, so if it does move, I can position it, I can fix it. Lift that up. Go ahead and rub that. Hopefully that'll help it out a little bit. Let's get that inked up really good. Oh, I'm over inking. because I'm inking across my body and I don't do that very well. Here we go. Let me do that one more time. New stamps never ink well. There we go. That's pretty. Here, I'm going to do it a third. I missed the center on the and. Let me make sure I get that. I think I might need to pop something up in this Misty too. I'm noticing as I do this, I don't know if the little foam thing is squishing down or what, but I feel like I need to have a little more lift underneath. Let me wipe this up. I could take my stamp cleaner to it, but I think I'll do that later just to save some time right now. Put my stamp away. There we go. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get this finalized. Get my foam tape out. Now with the, what is that? With the scallop rectangle die, I cut this door out here, and I just cut it out of just regular paper that I would use for, I actually cut it out of my Nina Classic Crest Solar White. That's what I use when I'm coloring with Copics. And I cut it out. I don't know if you could see on here. See that texture? It looks like wood grain on the door. That actually will deboss into it, and that's why you see that beautiful texture in there. All I did then was I just dragged my Copic markers over it in a few different colors of brown, and then it automatically scores that side for you, so you have a beautiful door that will open and close. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my tape on this. I don't want tape on the, whoops. Get some tape on here. Ah, I'm making a mess, Alan. All right, I think I think I just messed up.
Use the biggie.
I think I just messed up. And this is a teeny tiny little space here, so this one's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be tricky. I think I need an adhesive glue. I know, I just messed it up. I don't know what I did. Those little tape rolls, sometimes they're just not worth the hassle. So let me get some adhesive on here. This is really thin, so I can't use my big tape gun because I don't want to get tape on the door because I want the door to open. So let me just make sure I have adhesive all around here. I think I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down on here. Let me make sure that door is open. Hold that down for a moment. Do I have a block?
What do you need?
I was looking for a block that I could maybe put down on it and hold it in place, but I don't think I have one. So I'll just have to press it down every now and then, hope it stays. Excuse me. And I have little characters here that I stamped with the Happy Day stamps. Those little characters, where are they? These little characters that are so cute. They have like their ice cream and their roller skates and their balloons and everything. So I stamped 3 of these adorable little kids and the ice cream. I even have a knob for the door, little door handle. Let's do that real quick while I have my glue out. That's one of the dies, it's the little doorknob. And I stamped that and I colored it in a really dark brown. Just to put the doorknob on the door. Or you could just stick it to your finger.
Here.
Huh?
Nothing
Okay, it's after 8, so I gotta get moving. All right, let me flip these guys over a little bit. Cut a few pieces here. I'm going to remind you guys we do a giveaway, so make sure you get your comments in for a giveaway. We choose the giveaway winner from the comments that are listed there. And so if you don't leave a comment, we don't know you're here and we don't know your name. So I'm going to have her sit on this little beachy sandy area because she's sitting with her legs crossed. Put her there. I wanted him to go in the door. Inside this door, so he's like peeking out of the door and waving hello, poking his head out. Let me have him go a little bit further. Hello, there we go. And then she is on her roller skates here with her little ice cream because it's a birthday, right? You have to have ice cream. So here's her ice cream. That ice cream in her hand, just like that. Ah, there you go. And then the last thing we've got to do is put this on the card. And that's going to go right on top here. Make sure I have that right. That would be awful, wouldn't it, if I put it on the back or something? Line that up so I don't see any white edges. So it's all perfect. And then look how cute that comes out. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Such an adorable scene. So happy birthday. Wishing you blue skies and sunshine. It's just sweet. And this little door opens here. It's just so cute. I love it. I think it's adorable. Yay! All right, let me switch my camera back. Yay! It worked! I always love it when things work out the way I have them in my head. So that I think turned out so cute. I love scenic dies. I absolutely love working with these stencils. They're so much fun. We combined 3 different stencils on one card, and I love it. There's so many elements, and this is just one thing that you could do with it. You can build so many things. Instead of putting that beach back there, I could have put like the carousel or the roller coaster, the boardwalk. I mean, there's just so much you can do with it. I just love them. So it's time for our giveaway, and because I don't have any of these kits, because they are at HSN, and we ship them all to HSN. So I don't have any of those kits for the giveaway, but we do have fall and Christmas coming up. So I thought that it would be fun. We haven't done a giveaway of papers yet, so I thought it would be a lot of fun to give away 2 of our paper packs. So we've got our sweater weather, which